this is Claire Roberts. I'm presenting my project for the Front-End Web Development Program, which is a website for Pasco Coffee, a new coffee shop in downtown. They're a specialty coffee shop, and so a couple things I was focusing on were the quality of the coffee they're presenting, as well as making sure that it's something that can be updated frequently by the owner, as they're going to have an awful lot of coffees on rotation. So to that end, I decided to work with Sanity for the back end. My first time working with any kind of headless CMS, or any CMS at all. And so it was a little bit of a learning curve, did not work so well the first time I tried it, but my second pass at it, I managed to get it all up and running, and now it's to where the owner is able to get in and update any drinks, any classes or workshops that he's running, or any single origin coffees that he'll be working with as and when those come in. So that will make it super easy. Everything that's on the website will be generated based from the Sanity data. The website itself opens on the home page with a banner image right here. I'll place that a little bit more. I've got some cards that link to each of the individual pages, such as the coffee page, and later on down the class page. I've got a carousel right here with each of the featured drinks of the month, or whichever featured drinks they want to focus on, and that also will link through to the menu page. The carousel is part of the reason that I chose to work with React Bootstrap for my styling versus the Bootstrap React. I just really wanted to have that carousel on the home page, and that wasn't an option with the one that we were using with the course. I also chose to use React Social icons for these icons down here. Just like the look of those a little bit better and went with those. I used Formic for the contact form down here, and that's the same thing that I have working on the contact page right there. Very simple about page just right here that links through to a couple of pages. And the menu has, as I mentioned, all of this just generated from the Sanity backend, so they can update that as they change their drinks. So the two things that I spent the most time on this website are from the coffee pages. So the coffee class page has a bunch of cards that show the different classes, the different dates of the classes. There may be more of these eventually, but it just lists all of the information about it. And as you click on them, you can select how many places you want to purchase, and it'll head on through eventually to either Stripe or Square, but at the moment it'll just pop up in this alert. I'm still waiting to hear whether they want to work with Stripe or Square. Also notice this one is grayed out. I do a check to see whether or not there is any availability for each class before choosing the styles, and this is the style of one that has been fully booked, and you cannot click on it as well. No modal will pop out of that. The filter bar up top here gave me a little bit of trouble. I did each of these button groups myself. I created the filter, and I also created all the labeling. And initially I had each button group in a child component, and that was getting a little messy whenever it came to doing the overall reset. I could reset each of the individual buttons and generate fine, but passing the state back up to the parent made it really messy. And after talking to a friend about it, I eventually moved the whole button group into the parent component as well, so the cards are the only thing that are in a subcomponent. So right here you can see I am generating each of the label names out of what gets passed in from Sanity, and then right here is each of the button groups. It's just mapping over that and getting the labels as well as setting the filters. And then down bottom have the actual generation of whichever cards are valid after passing all the filter checks. The other page is the coffee page, and I chose to go with a map. I wanted to highlight the different coffees and the different origins of everything that they're serving, and so I worked with the React Simple Maps library to create this. I was on mapshaper.org creating my own topo.json file, messing around with the different projections and different levels of detail to get the focus of the areas of the world that I wanted to highlight the most, the coffee producing countries. And so you can see it comes already highlighted with the countries that actually they're serving coffee from right then. That has world styles right here, generic ones, and then coffee country styles, and then there is a little check right here to find out what initial style to render with. And then you'll notice here we have on mouse enter and on mouse leave, it will set the tooltip content. So as you hover over each of these countries, it pops out with the information regarding the coffee from that country. Took a little bit of work to get everything going and work with Redux, but I'm happy with how it turned out.